Yo, 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 part two, you don't know. What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be talking about Uber Eats versus Skip the Dishes and how much money you can make, really. So, how it works, right? The major difference I'd say is, for me, from doing both Uber Eats and Skip the Dishes, is with Skip the Dishes, it really boils down to either you picking up open shifts or setting a schedule, right? It's a scheduled platform, and the minimum you can do is 3 hours, right? So you basically have to either pick up a 3 hour shift or you have to put in your schedule it's a 3 hour minimum. Basically, that's what I'm saying. You have to put that in your schedule that you can work, for this slot or this block of time for 3 hours. It could be more. You could pick up more blocks of 3 hour shifts, right? Sometimes it's 4 hour shifts. It depends. But for Uber Eats, you could just turn the app on and you start getting requests right away. Now, I've tried to turn on the app with Skip the Dishes, but I don't think I've ever just gotten a random order. It'll tell you if we have an order to send your way, we're gonna send it your way. But I don't think I've ever sometimes I've left it on for like 2, 3, 4 hours. I don't think I've ever had an order pop in. But Uber Eats, you leave it on for a few minutes. I think the highest I've had to wait for Uber Eats was like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And once you start getting orders, they just keep coming every now and then, right? Sometimes, in the busiest times of the day, lunchtime, breakfast time, dinner time. But what I noticed in general from overall doing it whenever, is that Uber Eats, there's a maximum to which you could probably make an Uber Eats. I think the maximum average, let me put it that way. The maximum average I've made from Uber Eats from one order was $20. And that was because one, it was rush hour. Two, it was quite a drive. I think I had to drive 20 some minutes to go deliver the order, just to deliver the order, right? I drove 20. It was a 25-minute trip, and you got to factor in there was traffic and all that. So it was worth getting that $20, right? For me, with Uber Eats, you don't get tipped a lot. You know what I mean? You get tipped once in a while, or never. It depends on, maybe your service is that great, or maybe the person is just feeling they're generous enough to tip you. But with Skip the Dishes, tipping is encouraged, right? So you're gonna get tips mostly, almost very frequently. You're gonna get tips, right? Depends. It could be $1, it could be $2. The highest tips that I've gotten is definitely from Skip the Dishes, which was $40, right? It was a company. It was dinner time. They ordered a bunch of food, filled up my bag. We Skip the Dishes, and I delivered the food. And that obviously, the best thing about the job is people are always excited to get their food if you deliver it on time, right? Yeah, you know what I mean. People are always excited to get their food. You're bringing them joy. You're like Santa Claus and shit. So I bring the food to the office. They've been starving after long meetings, and they were so generous, and picking the order up was really I was happy already. I was yeah, $40 in my pocket after I delivered this order. So I just wanted to make it go right. You know what I mean? I picked up the food. I drove all the way there, and I was here. It wasn't even a far distance. I think the charge for the food was the charge for me to deliver the food was $12 or $14, and there was a $40 tip in there. You can go wrong with a $40 tip. You know what I mean? And of course, it was it was a good feeling. It was all smiles with everybody. I delivered the food. It was all smiles for me. You know what I'm saying? Money in my pocket. Thank you so very much. I'm very grateful. But yeah, man, it was great. So another thing that's important to note is pay schedules, right? With Uber Eats, you get paid on Wednesdays, and with Skip the Dishes, you get paid on Tuesday afternoons, right? That's if you're in Canada. I don't know if it's the same in the States. Also, it's very important to note that with Skip the Dishes, when you set that block of time and you check in, you can't cancel orders or you can't skip orders, right? But with Uber Eats, you can accept or decline orders depending if they're close to you to pick up or if you don't want to pick them up. But note this affects your acceptance rate. And yeah, if you do that too many times where you decline orders, well, it might affect you, right? So you don't want to do that too much. So I'm also going to show you how much my buddy makes on average every week, because he puts in the time. He does sometimes over 12 hours a day, but he puts in the time and he makes good money from it. This will give you kind of an insight on what you can push yourself to accomplish with, like, Skip the Dishes or Uber Eats. I don't really have like a comparison because I've not seen anybody making that much like my buddy makes. I'm gonna show you a picture of what he makes just from doing Skip the Dishes every day. Yeah, but you know what it is. It's your favorite stand-up guy, K Factor. If you like the videos, if you find them informative, don't forget to subscribe and like these videos.